The Conspiracy are down 2 players. They've got 2 stand-ins, but the stand-ins are so good. So I just don't know. By the way, if you the black screen issue, also try changing the quality setting on the stream, because that might help out. Go to 480p, and you might have some success. But we are going to see the knife round. That's how it goes in this tournament. And by the way, this is going to be the losers match of Group B. So whoever loses this is out of the tournament for good. So quite a lot on the line in this best of 3.
Certainly is, and as you say, it will be a best of 3. We just have the one best of 3 tonight, guys. I believe there are 2 tomorrow, John. Do correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you're right, yeah.
So, a good best of 3, good solid best of 3, and as you say, a lot of rest on this one. Just up Beak left, he will go down. And I'd imagine that London Conspiracy are going to choose to stay.
They should do indeed. By the way, this is their map. The second map's going to be Mirage, as chosen by dAT team. So, and the third pass. See, I'm saying it already. It's Overpass, the third map. So that should be interesting if we get there. London Conspiracy are very, very good on Inferno. I'm going to say this again. Even though they got smashed by Overgaming, which was just a bit of an upset in my view, I do definitely think London Conspiracy are favourites to win Inferno at least. And then we'll have to think about Mirage. But we are live now into the first round. So a big, big welcome to the stream. Once again, this is the Hitbox CS Arena Championship. And we are live with the first round of this best of 3.
We certainly are, Jono, and this could certainly set the pace of the game. You can see some spams going down mid from Pau, one of the stand-ins, alongside Dennis, as Jono mentioned previously. Very slow, steady start on the pistol rounds. We're not going to see an all-out rush onto either side from the get-go, but a nice little setup. Kind of standard, Jono, what you'd expect 3 on A, 2 on B. Just going to lock this down and wait for terrorists to push.
Yeah, nothing crazy audacious. We've seen a lot of B stacks, you know. We've seen literally 4 players going to the B side. I think Overgame might have done it to London Conspiracy, if my memory serves me right. But as you say, nothing crazy. Very, very standard setup. Quite passive on A side. They're giving a lot of ground there. If dAT team were to go over towards mid, they would find themselves with a lot of room to work with. And that's exactly what they're doing. So let's see if they're actually going to... Well, either going to go arch or quad. And actually, the man in apps, which is Ubik, is indicating to me it's going to be a quad app split. So let's see if they can execute and get onto this A side.
Yep, jumping up onto the balcony is Rain. 30 seconds to go, just shy of 30 seconds. And now here comes the push. Pau in the front line. He will be taken down first from Flamey. Now the bomb is actually being planted just on the outside for apps. Nice headshot there from Flamey again. He will find himself 6 foot under. 2 versus 3. Bomb has been planted. Double kill for Rain from Pit. Out of nowhere. Now it's all on World Edit. He goes down in the back from Polly. And that looked like it was going to be a T round, Jono. Brilliant clutch, though.
Yeah, was it Rain in the pit? I believe it was. And
it was, yeah.
Yeah, what they tried to do was nullify him by smoking him off, but that's just not good enough. If you've still got a man in pit for the CT, anything could happen. And I gasped already. I can't believe it. But he got the 2 frags just like that, and Polly came from behind to take down the last member for that team. So a round picked up on the favoured side, a CT on Inferno. It's not great news for that team. They could have had a good footing, a good start into this map had they just held on to the bomb site. But yeah, for me, the man that won it there was the man in pit, Rain. So great job from him and a good job from the Conspiracy. And they've got a P90 on Dennis and other than that, all rifles. So good solid buy coming in.
Yeah, for sure. Could have been a lot worse though for that team though. They did get the bomb down there, Jono, so they're going to get a bit of money under their belts. But as you say, completely correct. They wanted that round desperately. It would have been a great start on Inferno, especially considering that it's LC's map. Either way, they're going to be somewhat forced to play more aggressive, I'd imagine. Here, 3 in apps already have given their position away. Here comes Blade to join the party. CZ raining out, but there's the P90 with a double. Pau gets himself a FAMAS. And before you know it, it's a 5 versus 2. This is not looking good. Can they even take a weapon? That's now the question. Will that it's about to get shot in the back. There we go. Clean sweep. London Conspiracy looking good.
Yeah, and speaking of orthodox setups, as we did in the first round, that kind of wasn't. They had actually 2 members on Arch and only 1 in the quad apps region, so they're kind of banking on the fact that they wouldn't be smoked off Arch and they would be challenged mid, and they just got the firefight brought to them and they won it easily with their rifles. So good play from London Conspiracy tactically, and of course they hit their shots and they didn't lose a single man, so great round economically. So they're definitely in a good position now. That team have gone for the early buy. I didn't notice that, so let's see if they can do a bit of damage early on and pick up this 3rd round.
That would certainly be their aim. If they were to lose this, they'd be in dire straits as far as economy is concerned, and they have lost the first player from the man that I was certainly watching out for after his previous performance in the last arena showdown, and that is Palf. He opens things up nicely, and now that team have their backs to the wall. 2 players on T-steps, another 2 forcing around apps, so this is already a bit of a hairy situation for them, Jono.
Yeah, no map control whatsoever. They're pretty much pinned in all the useless places, so no ground for them. They're going to have to work on that. They're going to have to take apps. There's 2 members here on Banana. They've smoked it off, and they're just not giving it up at all. They're just sitting there, spamming through, not letting that team push up whatsoever. So the clock's really wound down now, and if that team wants to execute on Banana, they just don't know what's up there. So they're kind of going into the unknown. So if they can take down Polly, yeah, it's great. But if Polly can make the call and stay alive, then it's going to be very hard for that team to get anywhere here. As Blade does get spotted, I believe, and Palf misses the shot by Whisker, and it is the B-bomb execute. So 2 members here for London Conspiracy charged with defending the bomb site. Let's see if they will have success. Skirk bouncing a flash off the wall, jumping up, audaciously gets the frag, and another one already for Polly, and it's a 2 versus 5. Not looking great for that team, and actually the bomb timer, or the round timer as you want to call it, is pretty much gone anyway, and Polly sends Flamey to his death, and now Blaze just going to back on out and try and save that rifle. Great round for London Conspiracy. Another flawless round, actually. They didn't drop 1 member in that buy round.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. From Palf getting the first kill, they locked it down, didn't make any dumb peeks, lost themselves a couple players and weapons, and you got to tip your hat to them. And as I mentioned before, with that being a force buy in the 3rd round there for that team, they're now in another eco round. They do have the AK. Blade did manage to save that AK-47, so they're going to have to try and make that work for them. Are they going to try a fast push? Are they going to try and take it slow and steady? It looks like the latter of those options. Flaming, Blade, World Edit, all going up Banana, and Flaming's been picked up. Nice return frag though from Blade, but 2 more get knocked down from Polly, lines them up, knocks them down. A Beak and Bondic, all that remain. They have a CZ and a P250 respectively. I don't fancy their chances here, Jono.
Not really.
Bondic dropping.
He did tag him there to 8 HP, so he's going to be mad. He's going to be pressing his console button straight after and seeing the damage dealt, as Palf does survive barely. But Skirk's dropped, that's 1 frag. That's probably going to be it, to be honest. Ubeak does have the bomb, and he's got plenty of time, but it's just not that likely he's going to get much done here. London Conspiracy, the way they're playing Banana is, I quite like it. It's really, really aggressive and confident, and we don't see teams doing this all the time. We usually see teams mixing it up, but they've relentlessly been aggressive on Banana every single round, and that team have not been able to get in. They've not been able to make any grounds there, and they haven't had any success yet, and 4-0 on the scoreboard for London Conspiracy is a fantastic start.
And it's already getting to that stage as well, Jono, where they have to start winning rounds, because this can quickly snowball into an 8-0 kind of scoreline.
It's early days, man. It's only, come on, have some faith on that team. But no, I see what you're saying. London Conspiracy on this map especially are very, very good. And yeah, as soon as they get steam behind them, they can be very formidable. So I get what you're saying, yeah, but it's not even a third into the half. So that team's still with plenty of time to do something.
Yeah, for sure. But the thing, I'm kind of thinking around the idea, if they lose this round, 5-0 down, they're going to be in economic, downturn once again. Palf is opening up with 2 quick fire frags. So Beak's trying to go through apps here. Maybe he can bag himself a couple, but he gets headshotted instantly. Rain picks up the pieces, and is this going to be another clean sweep? World Edit goes down. 5-0 the scoreline. They have enough to buy up if they want to, but geez, these rounds have been incredibly one-sided.
Yeah. Oh god, there's 2 members on that team with 0. Ubeak and Bondic. I can't press tab on all. It's a real curse, so I have to stop speaking. Look at my score. Ubeak and Bondic get frag, and you probably heard that motorbike go by my window. That's London Conspiracy in a nutshell.
Yeah.
That's sound. I did that on purpose. That was London Conspiracy in a sound shell. They're just running away with it. 5-0, and actually the push on Banana. Polly defending, takes down 1. Can he get any more done? No, he can't. So 1-for-1 will favour the terrorist side, but can they do anything with that advantage? That's the question. So far, they haven't been able to whatsoever, as we keep saying. So a chance now to actually get something done in this round, and 1 minute 13 on the board is plenty of time. So let's see if they can actually get around on the board.
Yeah, they love to get one. It may just kind of stabilise the ship here for them. They can try and get a few back-to-back. And CS is such a momentum-based game, so this could do wonders for the confidence if they can pick this up. Obeek, the only player yet to score a frag, and he'll be desperate to change that right here, right now. Let's have a look across the board. How is it shaping up? You got Bondic in Banana. The other three members of that team are situated around apps. That's Flamey, Obeek, and Blade. Blade has the bomb. They are going to find themselves under stiff opposition, though, because Palf, Rain, and Dennis are all occupying the A site, and with 33 seconds to go, that team are running out of options. They're going to have to start to push soon. Unbeknownst to them, though, it's only Skirk on B, so if they fancy like doubling back, they could have this bomb. 20 seconds to go. Looks like they are 100% focused on the A site again. It's going to be Rain from the pit, just destroying. He does get shut down this time, though, from Flamey. And Obeek has picked himself up a frag. So, 3 versus 2 situation. Skirk and Dennis, both of them phenomenally strong players. Can they pull this one out the hat? Flamey gets the first kill. It's now all on Skirk, and he has the M4. He could possibly do this. All 3 have been tagged to around 50% of their hit points, but this is a tall order. And I think Skirk has, he has half a mind about just saving this M4, realizing it's maybe a bit too difficult for him.
Yeah, if he could do some nice
Ouch.
shot, I was going to say economic damage, but absolutely not. Flamey, the star of that team, kind of synonymous with that team. If you say the name that team, people will always say Flamey because he is really the standout player. And also World Edit is somebody to watch out for when he gets the AWP, and he hasn't had it at all yet, so that's another side note. But well, obviously, London Conspiracy have had 5 rounds in a row. Finally, that team claw one back, so good from them. The if I was to analyse that round, it was quite weird strategically because they sent one man over to B, and he was kind of charged with the task of keeping members on B at least and trying to get a rotate off A. But they didn't get any success with that. As Polly opens up onto Blade. Once again, the Banana is just a no-go area from London Conspiracy. They're just being so aggressive with it. They have backed off now. Anyway, train of thought lost. Basically, yeah, the fake was trying to be made on B, but it didn't work whatsoever. So it's basically 3-on-3 on A. But that team got the opening anyway. They got the frag. So strategically not great, but they just hit their shots there and they got the entrance onto A, and it was well timed and well executed in the end. So good round from them. And now Blade's gone down, so 4 versus 5 situation. London Conspiracy with the up hand in this round. What are they going to do with it? They've got 50 seconds on the clock. And they've actually done something I was going to say they should do, and that's be a bit more aggressive middle, because London Conspiracy playing it very passive on middle. They're giving it up pretty much, so if they were to push Arch, they can do that quite easily, and I think that's what they're going to do. So let's see if it's going to work out for them.
Yep, it appears they are going to go through the archers right now in the form of World Edit and Flamey. There's Palf though. Again, the talisman does come good, but Flamey answers right back. Definitely outperforming the rest of his teammates right now. Get another kill in a row. Get Bonded, gets his second. Beautiful stuff. And Rain, from locking down the pit, is going to find himself momentarily silenced. Bomb's been planted. We have been in this territory before in the pistol round. And the CTs of London Conspiracy managed to edge it out. However, 3 AK-47s is going to make it a whole lot more difficult. There is an AWP on the side of London Conspiracy in the hands of Polly, but he's just been headshotted from Bondic, who has picked up his 3rd frag of the round, and again Skirk is going to be forced to try and save. Didn't work out for him last time, got headshotted from Flamey. This time he's going back to T-Spawn, but yeah, Jono, you called it. They need to work mid, they go mid, and they get the round.
Yeah, man, and I also called it's not over yet, and it's definitely not. It's that team pick up 2 in a row, so great stuff from them. Money's absolutely fine. Don't worry about that on London Conspiracy. They've built up such a bank that they're going to be able to rebuy no problem. And Dennis is gonna co-op with Polly, a double upset. What madness! But yeah, good stuff from that team. They've got 2 rounds on the board now. Lovely stuff from Bondic, by the way. I will applaud him. He was one of the members on 0, so he stepped it up, and he's on. I think he's on 4 now, and he's been the key in both rounds, getting the entrances. And look at this. They're going to go straight up Banana, somewhere they've had no luck. They're still going to be challenging it. Pretty courageous, maybe a bit dumb, but let's see who's going to get the first frag. Polly versus World Edit. 2 AWPs going to be battling against each other here for the entry pick. Who's going to get it? Pow! Finapps again aggressively takes down Ubeek. And once again, another good situation starting off London Conspiracy. But that team have been able to make it go for them in the last 2 rounds. So we'll just see how we'll just have to see even how this one pans out.
Yeah, when are that team in particular are going to learn that Palf's positioning is an app? That being said, though, World Edit has picked up a nice frag with the AWP. Exchanging kills. Flamey comes out ahead of Skirk. He did get Blade, though, just beforehand. 3v3 situation. Bomb is going down on the B plant. And this is going to be a tough one for London Conspiracy to pull out the bag. bondit coming up from the banana. He knows that no one is in mid. And therefore, the call will be in. It's going to be Ruins. It's going to be from CT side. Here we go. Dennis pushing through with Pau. Loads of smoke, though, enough to choke on right now. Flamey's in a prime position to just go massive if Pau moves one step closer. They've got great positioning here, that team. bondit gets one. bondit gets two. And that will be the third kill picked up from World Edit. They really have turned this map around already.
They have, haven't they? And the money, is it okay? I think it's a bit mixed, so it's a bit of a tricky one. They're calling whether to eco or not. And FAMAS bought up. I think they're gonna be bought up, so they're gonna even the money out, drop some guns. Good decision. And 3 rounds on the trot now for the CIS team, so good stuff from them. World Edit with the entrance, and bondit yet again getting 2 really great frags when it was on the retake situation. So bondit's definitely stepped up, so kudos to him. But once again, a full buy round. London Conspiracy's bank really was massive, so even though they've lost 3 in a row, they're still going to be bought up. But if they lose this one, it's going to be an eco for sure. And surprise, surprise, Pau is being aggressive in apps. He's done great damage, but he didn't get the frag. And I would have expected that team to actually take him down there, but Pau somehow, the master of cunning in apps, does get away with his life. And Ubique's on 7, so that's a good exchange once again, starting off for London Conspiracy.
Yeah, we have seen this in the last couple rounds, though, and they failed to convert it. Beak's been killed in the last round, for example. He still came back, and now it's going to be Flamey coming in. Gets himself the kill. He will fall down to Pauf, though. Now 7 HP, moving up. It will be Obeek. He needs to be super careful here. There's actually 2 players at Heavy Tower. Blades on 8. Pauf gets the first one onto Obeek. He's now got his second frag of the round. 11 and 4 overall, the top fragger on the server. But where are that team looking to push? bondit with the bomb is going to be going in point man right now. He's being harassed upon from the pit. It's going to be Rain, of course. Skirt goes down to World Edit's AWP. And now they are just piling onto A. We saw Rain go huge before from this position. Can he go one better right now? Maybe it's not going to be required of him because Pauf's opened up. He finally gets silenced. And now it's all on this 2 versus 2. Rain comes out ahead and will shut down bondit from the pit. And now World Edit. He's in a handicap match. 1 versus 2 and Rain gets another kill. That pit really is his. It's crazy how many kills he's got from that position.
Yeah, man, especially in the crucial scenarios as well. He hasn't. I mean, he kind of dropped his success rate in the last few rounds that team picked up, but I mean, pretty much across the board, across the whole map, he has been performing seriously well. And in the situations like that, he's come up big and he's secured some rounds, probably single-handedly for his team. So, London Conspiracy finally pick up another one after losing 3 on the trot there. I'd just like to remind you guys that they picked this map, and they're very, very good on it. Historically, they've had some brilliant results on CT. No, well, on CT, yeah, but on Inferno overall, they've beaten I by Power at Gfinity on this map. So, that team getting 3 on the board early on is a very good sign for them. Pauf opening up once again onto bondit, over in those apps area, if you can believe it or not. And that team, once again, I think every single round has ended up with London Conspiracy getting the first frag. But World Edit answers back. Let's see. Pauf now in a great position. And he's not going to make it work. Flamey takes him out finally. Something going their way against Pauf. And Ubique does catch Rain with his pants down as he's trying to retreat. So now they're going to get the entrance. This could be... After London Conspiracy winning one, this could be that team picking up the round, and that would shatter the economy of LC. But let's see, a 2-on-3 now. Certainly doable for LC, but they've got the disadvantage, and Bomb will go down. So, the guy on quad, I'm not sure who that is. My camera's playing up. I think it's Polly. He's got the orb. Let's see. No, it's not Polly. Polly's around the other side, so they're actually going to split up the site. This is good positioning from the CTs, but there is a man in pit, and we've seen how strong that is. On site and apps as well, so a good after-plant position for that team. This isn't going to be easy for LC. Let's see, they're going to make headway if they can spot anybody. I think they're going to be aware there's one in apps. Actually, they do take down the man on site now. It's just apps on pit. 2 very strong positions, but I think they know where they are. So Polly is going to take the angle. Doesn't get the shot. Ubique takes him out. And now Dennis, surely asking too much. And it is, certainly. So 4th round on the board for that team. And London Conspiracy, like I said, the economy is gone. It's shattered. So they're going to be ecoing. It's probably going to be 5-6. What a great start from that team.
Yeah, brilliant considering at one point it was, 5-0 to London Conspiracy. They've shown great resilience to bounce back from that situation, and now they're right back in this map. They'll be very happy with this scoreline. AWP and 4 AKs versus CZs and a couple of unupgraded pistols as well. But let's have a look if London Conspiracy can pull off the clutch eco round. We have seen crazier things happen in CSGO. 3 players stacked on A, 2 were on B, but Polly's now moving through Speedway back towards A as well. Flashes are plenty, grenades coming through as well into apps. Palf gets a flashbang to the face for his troubles. Consistently pushing through apps, and maybe he should start thinking about mixing it up a tiny bit, because if they suss him out, they could very well start to get some picks back on him, although his aim has been absolutely sublime. But
Yeah.
Jono, this is looking like it's got 6-5 written all over it.
You would expect so, but actually, I mean, something to commend here is the roll of the dice that London Conspiracy have done. They've got 3 members there towards apps and quads, so that's not normal. Like a normal setup is 1 arch, 1 quad, 1 apps. So having 3 over there is a big play, and that team might just be going towards it. So this could work out. This could be an eco round 1 for London Conspiracy. But the first frag will go the way of Flamey. Narrowly missing the second one, doing some good damage, and he's got the information now. So, oh, look at this. I'm just going to rotate out. I do like this play, actually. I don't know if it's necessary against an eco, but they might be overthinking it. But they're going to get into the B site, no problem. Skirk drops. He was the only man there. Flamey, can he get the frag? Yes, he can. Nearly died there. Would have been a nice kill. Rain does take him out, though, so he's got an AK. Actually, another AK picked up on Polly, so 2 versus 3. Everybody's equipped, and look at World Edit's health. This is doable.
It really is doable, and even if they were to lose this, it's still a decent eco round. But let's see how it concludes. Flashes down. Bondik is going to give it a peek, and he's going to go down. He did get a kill beforehand, but that's 3 players killed on an eco round, and you'd assume that Rain is going to be able to save this AK-47. So all things considered, John, they're going to be relatively happy with this round. It could have gone a whole lot worse.
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely. But I mean, it's important to know the way you phrase that. This round specifically, yeah, absolutely good eco. But if you think about the half as a whole, and how now it's 6-5, they won't be happy, not at all. For me, I would expect this team to want to get probably maybe even 12 on the CT side, because I mean they're known to be very strong on it. So that team are definitely in the better position, in my opinion. And London Conspiracy's economy is not great still. They're going to be able to buy up, but it's not a great buy. And if they lose this one, they might just be on eco again. So that team almost in the driving seat. But a crucial round actually for the rest of the half, in my opinion, coming up, because economically speaking, momentum, confidence, all that stuff, it's kind of it's at a turning point. So if that team can get it and equal it out 6-6, they'll definitely be in the better position.
Yeah, definitely agree with you. And with just over a 1 minute 10 remaining, nobody's fallen down. No information's really been gathered other than the fact that Palf is in apps once again, and he realizes, okay, it's probably not second mid, there's just 1 player, and he has picked him up. So they've probably got half an idea that the Banana could be the place, and you can see that Dennis is snaking his way around through Speedway, and he's going to try and move on to position. Smokes 4 of them down, flashbangs as well. Snowstorm descends. Blade's taking point with Flamey. Flamey does get the kill on Dennis and was not expecting that. And now B could very well be open. The plant's gone down. Can the retake come in though from London Conspiracy? They've got a couple players here. Skirk's picked up 2 on the bounce. And now a 4 versus 2 situation. Bodik's been spotted. Will he go down though? Yes, he will. And that will be the round 1 to London Conspiracy. Very, very important round for them as well.
Yeah, that's kind of weird, you know. There's 2 members still alive on the B side. So when you say retake, is that the correct word? Like, I don't know. They just smoked their way and got the bomb planted, and didn't really do much after that. So it's kind of a good eco round strat, but on a buy, only getting 1 frag. It's not amazing, and their money's actually pretty bad, even though they got the bomb planted. So they're going to be eco here. London Conspiracy, absolutely, like you said, with the crucial round, they won it. So now 7-5. Could definitely be 10-5, you know, they could come back and just win all the rest of the rounds. And that would be a lot more respectable. 10-5 going into second half. London Conspiracy probably wouldn't be absolutely chuffed with themselves, but they could definitely work with it. So, you know, it's not over yet. So that team, as I say, with the pistols, where are they going to go? Nowhere yet. They're just taking their sweet time. They've got control of these stairs, so good job. Actually, they're going to go through Banana. This is a fast push. I like it. Well then, it does take down Skirk. 1 for 1. And the only one defending B, but a very, very fast rotate is going to come in. And you'd expect now London Conspiracy to be able to hold the site. But let's just see if they can get the bomb down for money, which would be a good eco round. And they're going to. So a good eco round. And actually, this isn't a bad position. Palf does take down Ubik, so that's going to give up Banana. So let's see if Palf can come up and be challenged. If he gets taken down, which he doesn't, so Blade drops. And there's another frag for the CT, so this is going to be a clean retake probably, but a good eco round nonetheless. Bomb is planted, they're going to have money to buy next round, no problem.
Yep, going to be able to buy up next round, but London Conspiracy, we've got a couple on the bounce now, and I agree. I think, you know, 10-5, maybe not the number they were looking at the start of this map, but considering the way that it has ebbed and flowed, they'd probably take it, and they can work with that, especially if they win the pistol round. They're still in a pretty good position. 17 for 7, Pauth, top fragging by a pretty considerable margin. I mean, that's pretty massive when you consider it's not even half time yet. Nearest player to him is Rain and also Flamey. Flamey, the only player on that team who has a positive KDA right now. Regardless, though, let's kick this forward into the next round. 8-5 the scoreline. As you mentioned, comfortable buy-in from that team with an AWP as well on World Edit, who's been a bit quiet. 6 for 11's not necessarily the greatest of scorelines, but again, Pauth doing work from apps. Bondik's been heavily tagged down to just 10 hit points. Deja vu, Jono. He's constantly there and no one's punishing him.
He's relentless, isn't he? He just won't stop pushing apps. Just gets frag, one shot, lovely. Well did it, with another frag as well. Sounding like a little girl. I'm laughing because he just pushes it every single damn round. And he's getting frags every round, it's crazy. But here comes the push anyway. That team making very good ground here as they take down Skirk. And now, surprise, surprise, Rain actually is not in the pit, he's in Graveyard. And, well, that's absolutely accurate because now he's dead. You like that pun? 5 plays 1, Polly last man. He's going to be saving, no doubt. And another round on the board for that team is going to put them on a very fine 6.
Yeah, 6 is a very respectable scoreline already on Inferno, and I'll have a very strong eye on that 7th round as well. Can Polly save this up? Looking fairly likely. I mean, he could start to get encircled right now from Blade, but they're doing the ring around the rosies right now, and looks like Polly's going to be okay to keep that up, which is pretty important actually going through to this last round. Couple players were sub $5,000. So he's going to be able to drop now, and they're going to have the full buy up. This is a pretty crucial round, I'd say, Jono. 8-7. If that team can get 8-7 on T side, they're going to be laughing.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. London Conspiracy, if they go into this half 8-7, they're going to be seriously disappointed. Really, really not happy with themselves. So, 9-6 is a lot better than 8-7. It sounds a bit daft, but gives you those 3 rounds extra over your opponent, and that's basically the pistol round cushion. So. It's an important round here once again, but that team this half has really been, for me it's been theirs. They've been the better team. I mean, it's kind of been round here, round there, but getting 6 is a good job. And actually Polly, lovely shot onto World Edit. That's AWP versus AWP, I think, and CT's winning that battle. But it's been 4 versus 5 a lot, and most of the time somehow that team have been able to convert it. So I don't even know if that's a good sign anymore, them getting the opening frag.
That's exactly it. You know, we've commented on that earlier as well, that they get the opening frag and then they can't convert. They can't connect the dots and take it home. So it seems to have been a pretty bad omen for them thus far. Let's see if they can remedy that one somewhat this time around. Fast push onto A right now. All 4 remaining players of that team are going to go in. Well, I thought it would be fast, but they seem to have took their foot off the accelerator as smokes and flashes came down to greet them. So playing it slow, playing it steady. Skirk is starting to move around to Speedway, so it is going to be a 4v4 if they don't commit to it shortly. Bondik and Blade, B&B combo, going through Archers. What the actual hell was that? A knife kill. This could be so important because they've just lost 2 players in as many seconds. 3v3, it's the top fragger, the talisman as well, is down. I have no idea what the hell that was all about. I'm sure we'll figure that one out later. 10 seconds to go. Bomb gets planted. I'm still in a bit of awe and shock right now, but there's Rain, the man, the myth, the legend, gets himself 2 kills from Pit. We've seen this so many times already in the game. He does get taken out, but the information is now coming across to both Skirk and Polly. 1v2, Bomb is ticking down all the time. Flamey gets the first one. Flamey doesn't get the second. That would have been a beautiful clutch. And the defuse will come in 9-6 the scoreline, but again, WTF with that knife.
I don't know, man. Dennis typed in chat. No, it's Pav. Hold on, let me get it. Pav said, Dennis said, me no like Pav. And then Pav said, I steal his kills. So I mean, it might be deliberate. I don't know. Are they taking this seriously?
I think
You've
he's
got to
jelly.
wonder.
He's jelly because Dennis
Oh,
is
I'd
on
be.
3 frags, Palf's on 17.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, Dennis not performing that well at all. People said he. Yeah, I actually said he's a very good player. He is a very good player, but it's, yeah, only 310. I didn't even notice that. That's pretty bad. Maybe that's one of the factors of London Conspiracy not doing that well. Oh well, okay, so that's going to be the first half. 9-6 London Conspiracy. So they do have a lead of 3 rounds, but as we said, that's not a great scoreline of a very strong Inferno CT team like London Conspiracy. So that team are going to be feeling very good with their 6 rounds. And oh, look at Flamey, 16-11. So some great individual performances. And in the rounds where it mattered, that team did make up. Sorry, in the rounds that they won, they did make good decisions and they made good, well-executed pushes. They pushed well as a team, so I think they deserve 6 rounds on the board here. And going into the second half, if they get the pistol round, it's going to be all square, and then we've got a very, very tight game on our hands indeed. London Conspiracy, they've kind of got their backs against the wall for me. Oh, by the way, some quick little info. We've got that's hashtag CS Arena over on Twitter. So give us your predictions. Do you think London Conspiracy with 2 standings can do this one in the best of 3? And also, we've got a giveaway, and that's going to be on Wednesday, I believe, still. So all you have to do is follow the channel. Simple as that. It's going to be an M4 Azimov. So I say it every night. I'm going to say it a few more times tonight as well. But yeah, second half, London Conspiracy winning 9-6, but now on the harder side. If that team can get this, they're in a very, very commanding position. So this round, important one.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Such an important, decisive round, this one. If London Conspiracy pick it up, they're in good shape. But if that team take it, oh man, it's going to be close. It's going to go right down to the wire. It probably will, even if London Conspiracy win this round, to be honest, because they are on the more difficult side, and that team have been performing very well, especially Flamey. The guy has just been on fire right now. Either way, let's have a quick look how it is opening up. You've got Rain and Skirk both going through Banana. Palf still on T-steps. Dennis just ahead of him mid. And Polly has moved aggressively into the apps. 3 on A, 2 on B from the CTs. Very standard, very much what you'd expect. But London Conspiracy, with 50 seconds to go, are opting for this A push. Smoke's coming down. It's going to be a rush. Can they channel their inner rain from pit and go huge? The answer is a yes. Bondic from balcony does headshot Polly as he tries to move across, gets himself a second kill. He's hungry for more. Rain does get the upper hand though, and Dennis gets one of his own. So back to a 3-on-3. The early bravery not quite paying out dividends just yet. World Edits on 5 hit points. A gust of wind will kill him at this point. Bomb's been planted. And now the retake is on for that team. This is going to be a difficult one, Jono.
Oh, yeah, good nade though. Good, really good nade. Actually, Rain down to 50. Rain's gone back to pit. I love it. It's gone straight back to where it was a CT. As Dennis exchanges with Blade, 1 for 1, and now 2 on quad. This with another. Very nicely done. Surely not a third. Let's see. And it's looking very good now for London Conspiracy. Actually, Flamey does take down Dennis O'Rain in his favourite position of the whole map. It's just going to stay alive long enough to see the clock wind down and the bomb will explode. So London Conspiracy pick it up and give themselves double digits as 10-6 now the scoreline. And quite a weird forward and backward round. It kind of just came down to who hit their shots, and it was a bit of a Glock train scenario where there was just so many of them that they were able to get the replay frags, and that's fair enough. You know, simple strategy, just push quad, and that's what they did, and they got in, and they were able to hold on to it, which was more important. So that team not able to retake, not able to get the first round, and then the Conspiracy definitely give themselves a chance in the second half.
Yeah, and Flamey just played so well. I mean, they lost the round, yes, but he's on the losing side, and he has the most frags in the entire server. It just goes to show how well this guy's been playing. But Bondig, he's saying, look, whatever he can do, I can do just as well. Pow shots him down on the backside, though, as he tries to run back into apps and retreat. Skirk is moving in on B with the AK. It's a player to his right and his left. That's going to be Flamey and the Blade. World Edit and a Beak are still on A, although World Edit is in the library, so we can quickly rotate back to CT side if so needs. It looks like they're going to do the re-rotate here, John, potentially. They're kind of caught in 2 minds, and with 55 seconds to go, they've got plenty of time to commit to one side or the other.
Yep, and it's going to be probably B, so the man on Arch, he was kind of drawn over there for a second. Like you say, a bit of confusion about the rotate, but he's decided to stay on A, and that's the bad choice. So It's going to be 2 versus the 4 guns coming in. Flames in a weird position, and Blade is shooting the man. Flash finally gets the frag. Dennis drops, and the 4 plays 3. This is a good hold so far, but they do drop straight away, just like that, in quick succession. And now 3 plays 2. World Edit comes in from behind, gets another frag. So in terms of eco rounds, you can definitely count this one a success, as Palf does seal the deal with low health, does finally get the round for them. But 3 members dead, 2 remaining. They were both low. That team, a really good job from them. They're not going to buy up just yet. They're going to keep saving one more round. But that's a good sign for them. If they can do so much damage this early on CT side with the pistols, then the Conspiracy have got to be a bit worried.
Yeah, solid eco round for them, and that is just going to keep London Conspiracy guessing, really. It's going to keep them in check. They're not going to get too cocky, not too arrogant. Palf's got 20 for 10, though. He's playing phenomenally well. Dennis he needs to step it up here, I have to feel, because if London Conspiracy were to lose one of these rounds, they really need all 5 players chiming together on T side. And I don't think it's unfair to say that Dennis has not been performing to the usual high standards that we'd expect. 6 for 12 by far and away bottom fragging on his side. 2 players on that team on 4 frags who will desperately be wanting to get one as World Edit eats a couple grenades. Dennis does get the kill, with Polly getting the assist. That's going to be another one for him. A big skirt takes down Bondic as well, who's in prime position to do some serious damage. I think he'll be a bit disappointed with that outcome. Regardless, though, Rain is opening up fire. Blade gets a nice one-shot to the face of him with a USP. Skirk, though, moves his way around to Banana. This should be a comfortable win. There we go. Skirk gets the second kill. 12 to 6, but as you say, this is the end of the ecos. They are going to be buying up fully.
Here we go. Big round now. Can that team just take it from here? Can they just restomp their authority and show us what they've got on their CT side with guns? Or are London Conspiracy going to carry on the trend of winning rounds and get close to that magic 16? We're about to find out. That sounded a bit corny. I just wanted to say we're about to find out at the end of that, but we are. So here we go. And London Conspiracy quite quickly getting map control, but that's about it. They're not going to be pushing any sites or anything just yet. They're going to try and work out how that team are playing it, make sure there's no stacks or anything unorthodox. And that's what it's all about. The start of the rounds, terrorists get a good footing on the map and then decide where to push. And it's going to be B from the looks of it, as Polly does take the bomb towards there. And with a lot of time still on the clock, I think they're going to try and catch that team off guard by an early push, or are they? I'm not sure, but they are on the B bomb site, so it does actually look like they're going to be pushing pretty soon.
Yeah, these are the rounds that are oh so important for that team. They've been waiting to buy up, and if they were to lose this, they'd be right back to square one again. So really, really important, crucial round. Remember, this is London Conspiracy's map choice. It is a best of 3. Second map will be Mirage. That's that team's choice. So still plenty more CS action to come up, but here we go. The push is in effect. Dennis will get mowed down. In fact, no, he mows the player down. He is still alive somehow, gets himself a second frag. This is what we're talking about. If he can up his game, he is a player capable of carrying. Get the bomb plant as well. And now it's a 3 versus 2. The retake in effect. Bondic, World Edit, Obeek. What can you do? Well, Bondic can't do much because he's been put 6 foot under. This would be a huge round for London Conspiracy to win. They were a couple players down and they managed to bring it back. Ubeek is coming under fire. He's going to be pushed from Dennis, but Dennis doesn't get the kill, and that will be a diffuse, huge round for that team, and that was really touch and go for a few moments.
It was. I thought that Dennis was the man of the hour, and he'd won it for his team. The exchange on Banana on that retake scenario just a few seconds ago, I was going to say, is absolutely crucial. If Dennis went down, then it would have been over straight away. But Dennis got the frag, and Banana is a very strong position, having planted for it, if you know what I mean. Because you can just wind down the clock, you can just peek out, see if it's diffusing. You know, quick in and out. That's kind of how you do it. So a good position, but he was smoked off. So that team luckily had a smoke left over. We're able to smoke him off, and Dennis just decided to run through, which is, I suppose, is kind of all he can do. But I would have waited a little bit longer. Oh, all exchange. Who's going to get it? Ah, it's Polly. Good start from the Conspiracy. But yeah, the smoke kind of nullified Dennis, so he just pushed through. He got taken down, and then a 1-on-2 was just too much for the last remaining member. So very well played from that team. And they secured the round, but as you say, a bit touch and go. And in this round, London Conspiracy wasting no time pushing towards middle. Dennis takes down Bondic, but Ubeek doing fine work on quad. Does get taken out though, so Skirk with the apps split. Great strategy, and now 3 plays 2. So London Conspiracy opening up the A bomb site with relative ease, and now 3 members left for them. If they can get good afterplants, e.g. Pit and Apps, it's pretty much won. So a very good round from them.
Yeah, the round almost plays itself from this point unless something goes horribly, horribly wrong. That team, they still have their top fragger though, Flamey on 19. He is capable of making some crazy things happen, but he's between a rock and a hard place. Does get the first frag, was heavily tagged in the process though, down to 20 himself. And with a couple players around Pit and also Balcony, surprise, surprise, who's the man at Pit? Of course it's Rain, and of course he's going to get himself a couple kills. Really smooth play, 13-7, and that was a big, big round for London Conspiracy as well.
Yeah, man, 13th now. So they've we kind of said that it would become very close, because I expected that team to just kind of run away with a few CT rounds, definitely. You know, going on their T form, but London Conspiracy take it. So now 13-7, and look at this. That team do not have guns. They've only got a few pistols. Blade, the only man with anything other than a pistol, with a smoke and a flash. So London Conspiracy, they bring it very, very close now to the win, actually. So they've done a good job on this terrorist side so far. By the way, should we call like Pit, should we just call it Rain? Like behind the pillar.
Yeah, just Rain. That works.
Yeah, man. Oh, I'm going to tell my friends we'll get it going. We'll get a new trend set, because he has been playing so well on CT, and then T. It's kind of funny. It just goes straight there as T as well. He just clearly feels at home. Maybe it's like the right temperature or something for his body, and he just goes there. But a pop flash through the smoke is going to work out nicely as Flamey trades with Skirk. 1-for-1. That's a fairly good start, considering they are on eco. So any frags they can get is a good start. And here comes the push. London Conspiracy onto this B side. Let's see if Blade can do any more damage. There was a bit of a distraction away from him from CT, but it wasn't to matter as Dennis takes down 2. Does he get a third? Yes, he does. Dennis has certainly stepped up in this terrorist half. The man we've been calling out over and over again as somebody that is very, very capable, along with Power. The 2 step-ins, by the way. And Skirk finishes it off. So yeah, Dennis has really stepped up, and so have LC. They're now on 14 rounds, doubling that team's scoreline. So, I mean, they're on the verge of winning.
Yeah, they certainly are, and starting to run away with this one somewhat. And the alarm bells will be beginning to ring as well if Dennis awakens from his slumber, because he is a massive, massive player on his day. And when Palf is top fragging, if Dennis starts to up his game, geez, that could be a painful mirage. Regardless, though, we're on Inferno, 14-7. This would have to be one hell of a comeback if that team were to pull it off. Couple of FAMASs, in fact, make that 3 FAMASs and open an M4. Definitely not necessarily the greatest of weapons to defend this one off, but it is doable as long as they hold their positions. Banana has consistently been pushed here, and Flamey and Blade have been able to handle the heat thus far. Look at this though. Ubik and World Edit, very aggressive plays here through apps, trying to get as much information as possible. Maybe taking a leaf out of Palf's book on the first half here. World Edit's pushing through. Dennis and Polly are coming through as well though from mid. And if they play their cards right, they can encircle and they could get some frags. But Ubik does get the first. He could get the second. No, Polly with a nice reaction AWP shot. Beautiful stuff from him. Been a bit of an unsung hero in this game. Been quiet just because everybody else has been stepping the game up. And that team backs against the wall here, Jono. They need to win this round.
They do, yeah, absolutely. Otherwise it would be 15. They'd be back to an eco probably. Polly's might be caught off guard, yes. Well done, it takes him out. Blade finds another frag over on the B bomb site, yeah. So crucially, they do give themselves a very good chance of winning this round. 20 seconds on the clock, 1-for-1. Shouldn't matter now, as the 3-on-1 situation is what Skirk finds himself in. He's going to push up, but he's going to be crossfired as soon as that smoke dies away. And the time's just completely against him here. I don't see him even getting a bomb plant. As long as that team play it well, he shouldn't be able to get anything done here. Pondic comes around, takes him out, so nicely done from them. What was I going to say? Yeah, I was going to criticise Ubik being alone on quad. You noted that they were very aggressive in apps, and that's fine. But as soon as Ubik went over to quad on his own and there was nobody Arch backing him up, he's basically middle alone, and he's like a sitting duck. If 2 terrorists come out like they did and face him, a 1-for-1's pretty much all he can hope for, being alone like that, and a 1-for-1 was what he got. So that could have turned out badly for that team. But luckily the rest of his team stepped up where it mattered, held the sights, and they get the crucial round. So here we are into another. World Edit missing a shot by a Whisker. No early exchanges. Palf and a smoke. Uh-oh, I'm joking. Polly's pushing through Arch here. He's got a good ground, actually. He might even smoke off library area, and they might want to split B. This would be a good call if they can get into Arch. There's a gap in the smoke. He's well dead. He does. He sees the gun. Great shot. That's his first, as he did miss the other one. Dennis sees him out. He's kind of just drawing his attention, and he just runs back to middle. So this, it's a bit disorganized from LC. I don't really know what they're doing, but they've got good ground on middle. It's just what they want to do with it at the moment.
Yeah, very chaotic push. Will get its missed a hatful of shots here. He does finally get his man though, so Dennis dropped Skirk beforehand, did pull out a frag of his own. And now it looks as though they will rotate towards B. It's just Flamey there. They've stacked 3 players on CT on A here. And if they were to push out on B right now, they've got the smoke down. If Flamey falls right now, they are going to get this bomb down. Nice play from him. He did get a frag before falling. So CT still keep that man advantage. Bomb's been planted. Both players are healthy on T side. This is very doable from London Conspiracy. They have their 2 top fraggins, Palf and Skirk. Have nearly 40, in fact they do have 40 frags between them because Palf opens up, Skirk gets the second, Blade, he's been heavily tagged, 1v1 situation, can he pull it off? Oh my goodness, Blade, he's had a quiet game so far, that was a beautiful clutch, and he'll get the defuse as well, take a bow, going huge when he needs to.
Yeah, wow, so well played. The confetti is definitely appropriate there. Blade's done so well in that round. He gets 2. You see the quick peek, that was so nicely done. Because he knew the other man knew where he was. Obviously, he's just got a frag. So he would be expecting to be challenged because the call would have been made that he's very tagged. Palf did some good damage on him. So like 1 or 2 hits was all that it needed. And with that knowledge, well, with him knowing the other man knew that, it's all mind games basically. He peeked out quickly, got the information of where he is, and then peeked out again, got the frag. So fantastic clutch. And it's really where it mattered as well, as they stopped LC going to match point, and they forced them to the eco. So that team not out of it yet. In the crucial scenarios, they seem to be winning as Bondic opens up. Rain replies though. That probably shouldn't have happened, but 4 versus 3. If no more frags go down, this could be counted as a success for that team. And Ubik does stop the bomb planter, so that's good work from him. And now 2 remaining members, one of them being Rain, surprise, surprise, in the pit. Facing 4 fully armed, angry CTs. I don't see them getting much from this, especially with the bomb down on the site. Oh, nice shot though, Rain through the smoke. You big, oh, nice AK control, good stuff. And that's 10th round on the board for that team. So we might just have a close game here.
Man, that Rain headshot through smoke was filthy. Needs to take a shower after that.
It's like he yeah, it's like he gets some kind of energy given to him from pit, and then he hits shots.
The spirits are with him. He's channeling his inner god or something. I don't know what it is, but I'm beginning to believe here, Jono. I'm beginning to believe in the comeback. It's still going to be difficult, but they've got the 10 rounds on the board. That's a psychological boost, and if they were to win this round, oh my goodness, this is doable. This is very doable right now.
Grand Slam finish.
It could very well be a Grand Slam finish. Remember, this is only the first map out of the potential 3, ladies and gents. So, prepare yourselves for some epic CS action. London Conspiracy are like, screw this noise. We're just going to push right through mid. We're going to take the bull by the horns, and we're going to go in right here, hard and fast. However, the flashes, I'm going to keep them at bay for a few moments. Poor grenade there from Palf. Bounces against the wall. There's Bondic from the balcony. Picks up the top fragger. And this is going to throw a spanner in the works right now for London Conspiracy, especially as Bondic dropped and got himself a second kill. He's going to try and do Rain from his own position, but Rain comes out ahead with the headshot. Flamey spamming through from arches. That was a big, big frag going against that team. And that's going to hurt right now. Look at them pulling back straight away. They are rotating to B, and it's just World Edit that's going to face them. He does have an AWP, though. Can he get a Sublime AWP shot on the cross? That is the next question. Flash right into his face, though. He's been flashed again, and a nice pickup. He did get the AWP shot off. So down to the 2v2. And Ubik only has 7 hit points, Jono. This is going to go right down to the wire.
Oh, this is where I love CS. It's getting so close every round. It's a really great game to watch. Here we go. 2-on-2. That team's still in it, yes, but by a whisker as Ubik with 7 HP does go in with Blade, who is full health, but he's splitting up the site. I do like the CT play. Rain and Skirk on the site. Rain's not in pit, but surely he can get the shot, and he does. Blade drops, as Ubik did just drop as well, so they don't actually lose any members in that retake scenario. The 2-on-2 did not work out for them, and a really nice rotate from London Conspiracy pretty much won them the round. And also the smoke dissipated on Flamey as he was crouch spraying, and that's not something that you'd hope for, because he just got caught out like a sitting duck with 3 terrorists facing him. He died without getting anything, and that just made it a bit too tricky for his team to come back and win the round. So that's a shame, as London Conspiracy are now on match point. Well, it's a shame whichever way. I mean, if you're supporting that team or supporting a close game, because it certainly would have been, because had they won that round, the money would have gone bad again for LC, and that probably would have been 12-14 instead of 15-10. But hey ho, let's see if that team can pick up the eco round and give themselves that little bit extra confidence going into the round following. And of course now they're fighting for overtime, as 15 is just one away from winning the map. This is a best of 3, as you said, so Mirage is the second map, and London Conspiracy picked this one, so it's almost not a surprise that they're on the verge of winning. But from what we've seen, we were expecting a Grand Slam finish, and we might not get it. But 4 plays 3 actually, so let's see if that team can get this round.
Well, it's going to be a tough one for them to pick up. 3 players heavily tagged, well 2 actually, and 1 slightly tagged, Flamey down to 73. That being said, 3 players from London Conspiracy, the final 3, are pushing through onto B. Flamey and Blade once again will be there to contest this. World Edit going around from CT side. Flamey's picked up the first one. He will fall down though almost instantly. Still they keep the player advantage. They've got the second, and here comes Blade. He's got the P250. Can he go phenomenally huge once again? Yes, he can! He gets the headshot. 11-15. The comeback is still real, and that was a massive round.
Yes, I'm excited again. I thought my hopes and dreams had just been dashed with that round won by London Conspiracy. But that team, with just a few guns, and you know, they're almost out of confidence, out of hope. London Conspiracy on the 15th round, they say, no, you're not going to win it, not yet. And they carry it on, and they pick up the 11th round. Now, just 4 more, and we'll see overtime. Yes, please. I'm licking my lips at that idea. And actually, London Conspiracy on the pistols, so it was a big round indeed. World Edit's going to peek out. He's got a good flash that's allowed him to do it, but he's going to be challenged. He's not caught off guard. He keeps the ammunition just enough, and he gets another gorgeous from him. But it is just eco bashing time. Or is it? A Spur gets 2. Maybe it's eco bashing the guns as a 2-on-2 situation. It's now what we see. London Conspiracy, if they were to win this on an eco, it would just be tragic. It'd be heartbreaking for the CIS team to have come so close and then just be destroyed by Skirk with just a CZ in hand. But it's now a 2-on-1, so let's see Blade, who will be seeing him. Can he get the shot? Yes, he can. Good headshot indeed. And now 15-12. It's still very much on, ladies and gentlemen. But of course, they do need every single round from now. So no room for error here for that team.
And they do have weapons again here, London Conspiracy, so they are going to go all in for this round. Going to try and finish it off right here, right now. That team still have themselves an AWP, still have themselves 4 assault rifles as well, so can they make use of these weapons? Such a close, tense matchup. I've loved every second of this. Both teams have played out of their skins. But there has to be a winner of this map, and there has to be a loser. And we're going to find out just the way it falls down in the next few moments. Dennis and Polly taking point around apps right now for London Conspiracy. They're thinking about this A push. That being said, Bomb and Palf moving towards Banana. 3-2 split on both sides, but mirror imaged. Oh man, this is tense, Jono. This is so tense. They've liked going Banana a number of times, but they seem caught in 2 minds right here.
Yeah, they've had good success on B. It's been the retakes that have been very strong for that team. So yeah, it's so tense. I'm loving it so much. London Conspiracy here, taking their time. They've got mid, not in the CT areas of mid. They're actually going to work on that now. They're going to try and push up and see how aggressively that team are playing it. Answer not that aggressively, apart from World Edit, who has an AWP, does have an AWP even. Trained on middle, so let's see if he can get a frag. Oh, look at this. Somebody in mid is hanging around. World Edit's wise to it though, and he might get the shot off. Misses it against Polly, and the push is in on B. Or is it? No, I can't screw up. It's going to be. Flamey's behind the smoke. He's in a very good position to deal with this. The smoke's going to have to dissipate, and they get the frag on Blade with 20 seconds remaining, and they just kept in for Flamey with 4 frags and the 5th. Are you joking? Gets the ace. Take a bow on all that. Oh my god, Flamey. Jesus Christ, he said that team get the 13th round, and the money's bad on LC, and that will probably mean 15-14, and we get the Grand Slam finish we were asking for. We get the overtime possibly. Oh man, great stuff, great stuff.
The spray of a lifetime, but why did no one check that position? I'm amazed that no one just gave it a quick glance. And they got punished so bad. Oh my god, though, the chat erupts, and for good reason. And now Flamey's like, okay, let's take this map. I don't want the just the overtime. I want this map. I want to be going into the second map. 1-up. Bondic changes his weapon at the worst possible time, I should say, just as a player was peeking in. And now Palf is going to push on Archers. Gets a grenade in the face, but does get the frag beforehand, and that's the important part of that sentence. Does get tagged in the backside, just down to 2 hit points. So close to death. And LC, they're up against the ropes right now. Will they come out swinging? Or are they going to try and pick this one up as another kill goes down? Bondic gets himself another one. And it's all down to Polly and Palf. Palf only has 2 hit points. Polly's been tagged up as well. This is looking like it's got 15-14 written all over it with 40 seconds to go as well. How can London Conspiracy possibly clutch this round? It's going to have to take some kind of brilliance to bring this one back, especially as Palf has been dropped. It's all on Polly. He's got the AWP. He's going to see a player. Nice shot there onto Flamey. Can he connect the dots right now? 20 seconds. It's basically a 4v1. Time itself is his enemy. Flash over. Molly over as well. Bondic is moving round. He wants this kill, and he secures it. 15-14. That team. What a brilliant comeback.
Oh, I cannot contain my excitement, seriously. You can hear it in my voice. This is, I'm almost trembling. This is fantastic. London Conspiracy, having had a pretty poor CT side by their standards, have had a very, very good T side. And they've got themselves on match point. They were looking so good, but that team they came back from 14-7, I believe, and now they're on 14 rounds. Just one more needed, and we're going to see the glorious thing that is overtime. This is just fantastic. And now, here we go, the crucial round. First frag going the way of Flamey. The man that got the ace opens up once again, and 4 plays 5 is the advantage now for that team. Of course, he did get tagged. He's on 15 HP, but they're not going to challenge him, as it looks like they're making grounds towards this apps area. So, well, they're just getting map control. They're not necessarily going to push it just yet, but just taking their time. Crucial round, obviously, for both sides. And are they going to probably, they're going to be pushing mid here. Well, Dad, it does have the angle over on Archway. He's been smoked off, though, so it's not going to be much good. He does hear them, though, so there's possibly going to be a rotate. There is indeed, so there's going to be 4 members waiting for them on this A bomb site, which will give them the best possible chance. Here comes the push. They've made their way onto site already. 2 members still in the apps, though, as well. Then it gets 1, gets a second, and ladies and gentlemen, we might just be seeing overtime as well. Then he gets another flag, and now Polly drops. Yes, well done it, and Bondic in the end there come up strong, and that's overtime. That's what we wanted. Wow, great stuff. What a comeback from that team.
Jesus. I did not expect that at 14-7, but mad props to that team. On the flip side, I feel like London Conspiracy did throw a few opportunities away there. Most notably the Blade round where he 1v2'd with 6 HP. But still, you can't take anything away from these guys. They perform fantastically well, and we will be jumping into that overtime. Oh man, this could not have been a closer match.
Yeah, welcome back to Counter-Strike, man. Where have you been? It's the best game. Best game for casting. Well, when it's like this, anyway, nothing beats it, in my opinion. So, wow, brilliant. We got overtime. We got what we wanted. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people now really worried about their skins and stuff, but it was virtually 50-50 anyway, and I said it'd be close. I thought it'd be close. I didn't expect overtime, though. I thought LC might just sneak it on Inferno, with it being their map and everything, but... while we have this slight pause, I'll just remind you guys, you can win the M4A4 Asimov. So all you have to do that is follow the channel at hitbox.tv/CS Arena. Just make an account and click follow on the channel. And by the way, I'm doing a little giveaway as well. That's on my Twitter, a little personal skin giveaway. Just need to go over to @JonoWhiting and scroll down. You'll see the giveaway post. So just retweet, follow. And also, yeah, we've got hashtag, and get that going, because we kind of asked for a better game. Let's get talking about it. Let's get that trend set. It's hashtag CS Arena. In fact, I'm going to go and look over there right now. Let's see the reactions of this amazing game.
Yeah, by all means, guys, get tweeting at us. Send us some questions. Send us some comments.
Oh, your Twitter as well, obviously. Go on,
Yeah,
plug it, man.
at
Sorry.
Metis TV, at Metis TV, if you want to throw me some tweets or follow and all that good stuff, or at John Whiting, as he said, does have a giveaway going on there. But also, if you just want to communicate with us while we have these downtimes and breaks, it could be a little while. I wouldn't even blame the players if they needed 5-10 minutes to get some fresh air after that crazy match. And it's not done just yet. We have overtime in this first map out of a potential 3. And if the other maps are anything like this, Jono, we're in for one hell of a night of CS.
Yeah, I can tell you categorically this is the best game of the whole tournament so far. So you landed on your feet with that one. You've come in and you've got the best game by far.
Wow. Unbelievable, man. Absolutely unbelievable. I'm still a bit shell-shocked because at 14-7, you know, you're right off that there. You're right off that team. The chances of them coming back is so slim. But somehow, some way, they clawed their way back into this game. And you've got to question, like, London Conspiracy's mentality right now must be so bad after losing 7 rounds that they really shouldn't have.
Yeah, it's that momentum game we were talking about. You said it's important, and it definitely is. Trust me. So, well, there's also another aspect to it, and that's the fact that it's been restarted. It's kind of refreshing them. It's obviously that was just non-stop action, but they've had a few minutes. They've had that chance to stand up, maybe stretch a little bit. You know, have a discussion. What went wrong? What are we going to do? What worked for us? What can we do again? So they have got that time. But yeah, the two out of the two teams, the team that's feeling better right now is that team. That's absolutely certain. Nate on the Twitter, by the way, is thinking that team can do it. The comeback's real. What do you think at this point? Do you think... it's so hard to call, isn't it? I just don't know.
Honestly, at the start of this game, I said to you I thought London Conspiracy would win the game. I thought it'd be close, but I thought they'd win it. After that, I have no idea anymore. I am completely at a loss.
And my game just crashed, so I'm at loss
so
as well.
So did mine, actually. It's weird.
Alright, well, it's the first minor hiccup we've had after an amazing game, so not to worry, we'll be jumping straight back into the match. So make sure you tweet, guys. I'm on it now. I'll read some out if they're interesting. It's hashtag CS Arena. That's all you have to do. And also, yeah, get some questions flowing to us. We like doing that kind of stuff, don't we, Vince?
Yeah, any interaction with you guys, we're happy to do, especially in these downtime periods. We love to interact with you dudes and dudettes, as the case may be. And I would expect this pause is probably going to go on for a little while. And it's also
I mean, that must be stressful for them. It's like gaming. People wouldn't expect it to be so strenuous and fatiguing, but it really is. They've got to be concentrating like the whole time. You drop concentration for a millisecond, and that's it. At this level, it is fatiguing. Trust me. So I would not be surprised if they want to take a little bit of time here and work out what they want to do as well. That team are going to carry on as CT, so really for them it's a case of just carrying on where they left off. The Conspiracy, having got quite a lot of rounds in the early stages of the T half for them, they're going to be retracking and going back to there and thinking what worked for them. And so that's pretty much where we're at. And LC are ready, so we will be going live very shortly.
Yep. For those of you asking in the chat what our Twitters are, at Jono Whiting is for Jono, and at Metis TV is for me. That's METUZ TV. And Jono is JONO, and Whiting is what, WHITTING, I think?
Just the one T, yeah.
Just the one T.
With the giveaway. Mention that.
With the giveaway as well. So get over there and following a lot of good stuff. I think they'll probably pop up on the overlay as well, guys.
Yeah. You know how pathetic my Twitter was, and you know how embarrassed I was about it. I just thought I'll give away some skins so everybody wins. Oh wait, well, 2 people win because there's 2 skins and I win.
I think you have more followers than me now. I don't really use Twitter.
Get on the giveaway train, man. It's good.
I don't even know what I'd give away.
Yeah. Bet on a game. Well, actually, do not bet on a game like this because it's just too much to take. If you've betting on this game, I can't imagine what you're feeling right now.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Because I'm nervous and excited and, you know, heart's racing and stuff just watching this. I couldn't imagine if you'd bet a bunch of skins on this game.
Yeah,
You
you know,
must be
people
hating life right now.
people bet like 300 and stuff, ridiculous amounts, don't they? So
Yeah.
there's definitely some people that are really cacking in it, I suppose you could say.
That's certainly one way of putting it.
I was going to say another word, but
Yep.
avoid it. Match pause, so we're still waiting for the teams to be going. There was a question fired out from one of the dAT members, and that was, what is the format? So it's 10k, which would indicate it's going to be MR3, but the admin actually said 1 sec, so I'm pretty sure he's consulting the rules. Excuse me, and finding out, just checking that it is MR10. Making sure it's not MR5. Have you got any thoughts on that? I mean, I'm sure you already know, but just for those of you that don't know, MR3 has 10,000 starting money, and MR5 has 16,000. So, effectively, MR3 on the last round, if you lose 2, you might not be able to buy. Have you got any thoughts on that? Because MR5 you can buy pretty much every round.
Yeah, I guess that just again shows how close the game can possibly be. Like if you're on MR3, for example, and you got 10k, as you said, if a team really does crap the bed, they're in all sorts of trouble, and then it's just going to
Yeah,
get
and
tenser and
like,
tenser.
do you think that should happen, or do you think there should be unlimited money, as it were, and all teams would be bought up every single round? Because for me, it's kind of a sudden death should be pretty much even, which they shouldn't have to worry about money and stuff. It should just be the round by round kind of who wins it, and with MR3 often it does actually come down to money. So
Yeah, I would
how do you
agree with
feel
that.
about? Yeah, you
I,
agree? Yeah.
I agree with you. I think it should be even as possible because obviously, if you happen to start on CTs or Ts, that could penalize you. So I do feel that 16,000 is the way to go, and having weapons constantly bought out for me from a spectatorial viewpoint, I prefer that personally.
Yeah, definitely. Um,
I desperately need to go and get a drink because that has just destroyed my voice. So
go for it, man. I'll read some tweets out.
yeah, so again, get tweeting at us, guys, and have fun, John. I'll be right back.
So I'm really sorry, but I can't pronounce your name. That's really embarrassing. Actually, it's like Quintin, but it's spelled weirdly. He says, "Let's go, goddamn LC," and that camera would be nice. I don't know what I don't know what camera you're referring to, but he thinks LC wanna get it. Work Hope, interesting Twitter name. dAT is gonna win with the comeback. Amazing comeback so far. Looking forward to seeing overtime, and I couldn't agree with you more. Definitely. Patrick Noyes, come on, you can do better than that. He's just done the hashtag CS Arena and nothing else. I probably shouldn't have even read that out. We shouldn't have been rewarded with such an unoriginal post. Come on. Quinton's actually, man, he's annoyed because the bets in LC slipped, and of course Flamey is he's unreal, isn't he? Flamey's playing out of his skin as always. He's just such a good player for them. He might be one of the players that actually kind of breaks through and makes it into one of the better teams, like Hellraisers or... Oh, I think we're live. I'm waffling on. I'm not tabbed in. I'm on Twitter. Yeah, we are live. Okay, so I got a bit carried away with the tweets there. Welcome back, mate. As we're live here into the first round of the overtime. There's already been a frag. God, I'm sorry, guys, missing that. But London Conspiracy with 4 plays now. I've got to find ground and hopefully pick up this round. And I don't know what MR it is, so I'm just going to find out. But yeah, it does look like LC want to go towards this B-bomb site. The bomb is going, yeah, certainly going towards there. So that team now with the 2 members on the site, can they do it? Can they hold them off and carry on the trend that they'd set in normal time with that brilliant rounds back-to-back one kind of sequence, or are they going to drop this one? And LC would be immediately back into it, in my opinion, if they picked up this one.
So yeah, it looks like it's MR3,
Okay.
judging by the money and also the fact that it's 1 out of 6 so far. So there you go. It's gonna be this could be really tense again. You'd expect nothing less than a game that finished in the way that it did there. 17 hit points, Flamey. He is going to be under the cosh right now. Picks up 1, very nearly gets a 2nd, but there is Blade to pick up the pieces. He's hungry for more kills right now, but he goes down as well. London Conspiracy, they have took B at the cost of 3 members though. They're a player down, bomb has been planted, which is really important. Even if they were to lose this, they're not going to get that economic boost, which we talked about before in MR3 can be so important. Bondik has picked up a kill. It's all down to Bondik, and he does get that in the 2nd frag. And that's going to be the first a round of the overtime going into the hands of that team.
Solid retake. Completely just carrying on where they left off. The retakes for me was what was strong on the B side. So, I mean, and both players on B got 1 frag each, so it was 3-on-3. But the retake was just very strong once again. Even with World Edit missing a sitter of a shot, they still got it. So great play from them. 16-15 now. It's hotting up as they do take it. And London Conspiracy, I'm pretty sure they haven't won a round in quite a while now. So they're going to be feeling pretty bad, pretty hard done by at the moment. You know, remember, they were on 15 rounds for, I think, 5. So they're going to feel a bit, hard done by, as I said. They're going to feel like it was kind of taken from with underneath their feet as 1-for-1. Polly returns onto Blade. He probably should have backed off there after he got the 1. I don't like that. If I was his leader, I'd definitely be shouting at him, but I'm not. 4-on-4, and now only 1 member on the B bomb site, and it looks like they're gonna leave Trust Him. It looks like it's gonna stay that way. They're gonna risk it and not rotate anybody off A. Do you like this play?
It's risky. It's certainly risky, but it could end up paying off for them. And London Conspiracy, they're standing like statues, really not moving, waiting for that pick. The dAT team have been solid. They haven't really given any free frags away so far, or at least not many. So this slow, steady approach is trying to bait out the rotations onto A, and in fact it is going to work out. World Edit is at the back. He does have that AWP. We've seen this position a number of times from him. Can they get the opening crack? No, they can't. Flaley comes through. Gets the first. He will fall, though. But World Edit's got into position. He gets the first one with the AWP. Can he get the second? So nearly misses. Oh,
Wow.
He gets it on the second try. And this is huge plays right now. It's all on Dennis. Bottom fragging for his team. 17 for 24. And World Edit really stepping up to the plate when it counts. The bomb's been planted. So if Dennis can play his cards right, this is still doable. It's going to be so difficult, though. 2 players pushing around. He's got 1. I thought he had the second kill as well. But it's going to be the defuse. That team take it. 17-15, the scoreline.
Wow, the retake again. Too strong. World Edit. Too strong. My God. Lovely play from him. Last round of the first half. Yeah, so this is what I'm talking about. The money's not great now on London Conspiracy. And I just don't think that's how it should be. But it doesn't really matter. Let's concentrate on what's happening. Dennis is picking an AWP up. That's what's happening. He is an AWPer. He used to AWP for LGB. You know, on occasion he kind of rotated it with Olifmeister. So he's definitely capable with this gun. So that's an interesting ploy, if you like. They're kind of switching up. But yeah, that team, a World Edit, they're stepping up right now. Having got themselves in that tough position by playing quite badly earlier on, they've just come back and now they're looking so solid. And well, no success on the B-bomb site means the A is going to be the play, and London Conspiracy just getting control of the apartments, which will allow them to split quad. World Edit. Oh, he's spotting one out. Gets the frag. Rain drops. He's not in pit. That's the problem. Dennis pokes out. Gets tagged. Somehow survives. AWP versus AWP. That smoke the terrorists thought might allow them to get around and cheekily sneak out, but absolutely not. But look at that, Dennis comes round bunny hopping and goes round from there instead, takes out World Edit. So 1-for-1 as wow, Blade sits in the middle of nowhere, gets taken out. That's a misplay, but Bondic and UB have both got 1 each on quad and apps, and all of a sudden, once again, I was going to say looking strong, but it's not, as Dennis gets another frag. Now he's going to come round from Archway. Ubik is stuck in a bit of a tricky position because he's on quad exposed, but Dennis is tagged, and now they're going to rotate to the B bomb site. Very smart play. This could go either way, Mez.
It really could, Jono. This is on a knife's edge, on a razor's edge. The bomb's been planted. So London Conspiracy, and it's the first tick in the box, but they're going to have to go a couple better. They've got the second tick in the box. That's Oblique. He's been picked up. Bondic is all that stands between them and that all-important 16th round. Bondic is moving into position. Both players heavily tagged. 1 shot will do it with the AK-47. He's going for the defuse. Right now, Polly peeks round, gets the headshot. And that could prove to be such an important round. 16-17 is your scoreline.
Man, that was close. That was really close. I actually like that play these days. I mean, I don't know. If the time's tight, then yeah, just go for it. But with time to fake it, yeah, the argument probably is there. They should have faked the diffuse and gone for the frags. But doesn't matter, as he did not pick up the round. And 16-17 is the scoreline. The magic number, by the way, is 19. So all you math wizards out there, I'm sure you would have worked that one out already. But that team now need 2 rounds on the terrorist side. And let's see if they're going to get to a good start with a frag. Dennis drops. That is indeed a good start. Well, there seems to be hitting his shots right now. He is their AWPer, and I did say before, he is, along with Flamey, probably the man to watch. So, certainly proving me right. And look at this. Palf again in the apartment. I forgot about that. The menace that he was in apps. He gets another frag for himself. So 1 for 1. Which pretty much, well, it almost makes it even, but technically speaking, does favour that team. So let's see if they can make rounds with the advantage.
This is going to be tough once again. We've constantly seen this throughout the map, that the kills just go back and forth, and neither team really claims and stamps their authority on the round. But here we go. London Conspiracy now on the CT side. Holly is going to peek round, but there is Flamey. He's going to be pushing. He does get the frag through the smoke. Such an important kill, that one. And now Rain, surprise, surprise. Guess where he's sat? Well, he's sat in Pit, or Rain, as we are going to just call it from now on. Palf is also there, right beside his comrade. Does get a nice kill as well. And that's going to take it to a 3-on-3. It's now all on Skirk. Can he hold this B site by his lonesome? Peeks around the corner. Opens up fire. Does get the first one. Going to get a chance to reload and back on off. Bomb's going to get planted, though, in the meanwhile. Even though that team are a player behind, they do have the bomb down, and they do have an AWP as well. This is doable from them. It's going to be tough. It's going to be rocky. It's going to be hairy, but it's doable, especially as Blaze took down 1. This is a 1 versus 2 situation. Wolf Edit does miss that AWP shot, and Palf punish him with the pistol headshot. They're going to get the defuse, and that will be 17 apiece.
All square once again. It's kind of something we've seen before, which is absolutely brilliant. Yeah, we've got it rain. But only when London Conspiracy played, otherwise it would just sound a bit silly. People won't really follow what's going on. As well, they're going to be able to afford an AWP. Yes, I think he got dropped once, so he's going to be able to rebuy that. But, of course, buying an AWP 3 rounds on the trot with only 10k is not possible. And so, once again, my point is, should be 16k. Valve, get on it. But, well, it's not Valve, it's the tournament organisers, but it doesn't matter. 17 all. And Dennis has gone for the AWP again, even though he lost out in that mid-battle early on. He's up for the challenge. He's feeling it, so he's going to be going for it again. And standard setup from London Conspiracy, 2 and 3. That's something we've seen a lot. Rain obviously playing Rain, and they've not really left mid actually. They've got a guy who's pushed up quite aggressively on Archway, and there's one quite aggressively on Quad. So that's a bit of a crossfire going on. They're not giving it up freely, which is something I think they did quite a lot in the first half. So they're changing their setup here. They've adapted. Let's see if it's going to work out for them. Once again, the magic number is 19. So London Conspiracy could do this. If they win every single round in the second half of overtime, they've won. So that team, they only need 1 round to at least force another overtime, so they'll be looking to get this round and then give themselves a chance of winning it. Otherwise, it's going to be another grand slam finish. And here comes the push. Dennis opens up onto Flamey, and that's going to give them a lot of information as well as the frag. And 30 seconds on the board. Metas, this is getting quite hard for that team here.
It is. It's getting tense once again. And as you say, London Conspiracy, yes, they've been on the receiving end of a bit of a battering in this last 20 or so minutes, but they can still win this game. That's so crucial. They hold on to that thought. Bondik's going to go and answer back. Dennis gets a nice AWP shot. Gets a second as well. Explodes into the round. 18-17. And once again, London Conspiracy stand on the very edge, on the precipice of Inferno. They win this. They go through to Mirage 1-0 up.
Wow. My God, so it's like a little comeback from London Conspiracy here, having seen that team come back and get so close. If they don't win it now, they're honestly going to feel bad, man. They're not going to look back on this map and think, they're not going to have happy memories, put it that way. But anyway, here comes a fast push up Banana. The aim is to get control, and control is certainly theirs now as they have got car. Palf is pushed up again. And Flamey's waiting for him, and he does get the frag. I was going to say he didn't there, but he did. But Bondik's very low, and so is Flamey. So 4 versus 5 could very easily turn into a 4-on-4, or even a 4-on-3 if they do find those 2 members. But they've got Banana control, they've got Apps control. Let's see if they can bring it into another overtime, and I, for one, would love that.
Well, I'm right next to you, dude. I would love to see another overtime as well. But this is looking a difficult round as well for that team. I mean, yes, they're a player up, but Bondik on 6, Flamey on 12, only a P250 on a Beak as well. This is going to... Well, he's got an M4 now, but it was going to be a very difficult round beforehand, especially as Dennis does get himself a frag. just catches the kneecap of World Edit, and that's all you need with an AWP. Here comes the push on balcony. Line them up, knock them down. Polly gets 2 before falling. Such a big clutch play. bondik does get one back though. It's all on Skirk. Can he go huge? We've seen 1v2 clutches so far in this match, in this tournament as well. He can pull this one off. He's top fragging for his team, 27 and 24. bondik is one shot away from death. And Blade has been having a hit or miss tournament thus far. He's got the first. Here comes Skirk. Can he make it? 19-17. They spotted each other. It all rests on this. They're playing a game of cat and mouse, and Blade gets the upper hand. It's going to be second overtime.
Yes. It's such a great game. Wow, 18 all. That little one-on-one there is so intense. My God, my heart's racing. But Blade comes up big, and he does secure it. So, having lost 2 and seeing London Conspiracy almost rubbing their hands and jumping with glee with the prospect of finally winning this map, that team bring it back into another overtime. So, we're gonna go straight away once again. Good luck is called out, and wow, this has been so fantastic. Now, the magic number is 22. So first team to 22. World Edit opens up onto Polly. So the AWP going to very good use once again. It's nice to see that you can afford it this round. And Pav's in apps aggressive once again. He does this every single round. It's almost a bit silly right now because they must know he's there. As rain drops, so World Edit with the entrance up middle. Well, not exactly an entrance, it was more of a slither, a morsel, a pixel, but he got the frag. And now 5 plays too. That team certainly in the driving seat in this round.
They are. They bounce back again. There is bondik. It's himself a frag. 5 versus 2 situation. London Conspiracy could not be any more split up. They have to be fair. One player on each bomb. Skirk is going to have his work cut out, I have to feel. They're edging their way towards Banana right now. If he plays this aggressively, he could catch them off guard. I can understand his thought process right now, but he's going to walk into an AWP, and World Edit was very lucky not to team kill that. There was a player stood right in front of him. Dennis gets a kill on Flamey. 1 versus 4 with the AWP. 2 players pushing to CT side. He could get the upper hand.
Nice.
Oh, World Edit is really... I've got to say, he had a very, I would say, quiet first half of this game. But he started to step it up in the last 30 or so minutes.
Yeah, no, absolutely spot on. Second half World Edit was huge. Kind of brought his team back into it. And obviously Flamey as well, performing really well in normal time. But yeah, World Edit, probably the hero of overtime here for that team. Did he get 4 in that round, or was it 3?
I think it was 3. I'm not entirely sure, though.
Lots of frags anyway. And lots of big, good frags for kind of openings on the map. He gave them a lot of map control by just taking them down there. So... and the most crucial probably was Skirk there. So Skirk wasn't able to get any frags, meaning that Dennis was in a 1 versus 4, which was just a bit of a silly idea to go for. As a fast play comes in, Blade takes down Palf, and that team are just looking very strong right now as Skirk, what the hell, just ran down Banana, jumped through a smoke. And World Edit with a close range AWP silences him. Now Flame's going to spot Rain out, who isn't in Pitfall once. He's going to be on site there. Does get the frag and backs on out. But the terrorist team has already pushed their way towards B. Polly takes down 1, so 3 on 3. Very forwards and backwards. And look at this, the rotate's already come in. Dennis with another frag. And another from Polly. So as I was singing that team's praises, they made the wrong decision. They went towards B. And it didn't work out for them. Well, not so far. You beacon a 1 versus... well, nothing versus 3 as London Conspiracy do pick up that other round. So another big round here, last round of the overtime, first half. Whoever gets this only needs 2, whereas if you lose this, then you need 3 to win it in this overtime. So neck and neck, still really close.
Could not be closer. As you said, 22 is the magic number here. Both teams have it within them to step it up a few notches and potentially take this one and run home and snowball this to victory. But so far, nobody is willing to make that move. It could not be any closer. The skill level on both these teams almost identical. Skirk and Polly playing Banana pretty aggressively, actually. Both of them pushing, both of them looking for a frag. Thus far, haven't been able to get anything because heavy smokes have been in their way. There's Palf, surprise, surprise. And was pushing aggressive and now backed on away. Oh man, this round pretty much sums the game up in a nutshell, Jono. Just super tense, Nobody wanted to make a mistake. Nobody wanted to give their lives away for free.
Yeah, so standoffish, isn't it? I mean, these early... Exactly, nobody wants to give away the frag whatsoever. And the time's kind of ticking down a little bit, so they need to decide. I'm sure they probably already have decided where they're going. Oh, look at this, a 3-man stack towards that A short area. So that's definitely not a good place to push for that team if they make the wrong call. But 3 and 2 split might be indicating here that they're trying to split up B, and that means pushing through Archway as well, where they would just find Polly on his own. So that would be literally the perfect call. Is that what they're going to do? We're going to find out as they do spot Power under that quad area. Can he get any frags? He does get one, which was probably asking for a lot there from Power, and he got a frag, so that was good play from him. Now 4 on 4. The B bomb site is being pushed here, though. That is the play after all. Skirk's going to jump on up, doesn't get anything done, and with 8 seconds, Navi-esque, the bomb goes down, and that team with the advantage. 4 plays 3. The retake has been very strong for both sides, but this is surely a crucial one here. This could almost decide the match. Well then, it gets the frag onto Rain, and he's not hiding, he's not giving away any space, he's just getting the frags as Ubik takes down Dennis as well. Unorthodox kind of hold on, and they have to plant. They're all peeking, but they've got the frags, and they get the 20th round on the board. Now just 2 needed going into the second half of overtime. Wow, what a game.
What I will say in London Conspiracy's defense, though, is that they were in an identical position after the first half of overtime. After the first overtime, I should say, and the first half of overtime. They were up against it, they were rounds behind, and they still managed to clutch it. So they're not quite out just yet, but we'd have to say that that team not just have the round advantage, they're now on the CT side as well. And if they can just hold here, if they can move together and come as one, they got every chance. Look at that kill dispersal on London Conspiracy. 4 kills separate top from bottom. Whereas on the flip side, 23 kills separates them. Hold that thought. 2 kills have gone down. Flamey and Skirk both chime in. Although Flamey was on the recipient end of Skirk's kill, so he is going to be silenced. He was the top fragger for that team. Now moving in on to B. Rain taking point. Grenade goes through, doesn't connect. Palf and Dennis still on A side. Palf had the bomb. He's dropped it just outside of Apps. And they may very well look to push in now. In fact, maybe not. Skirk's picked up a player on B. They realise more than likely it's just going to be the one left. That would be a correct assumption. It's going to be Blade. He's just behind the coils. He's not giving anything away just yet. And if Blade just lurks around there for a bit longer, we've seen him pull off crazy double kills already in this game. It's going to be a B push as you'd expect with that pick. Here comes Skirk, he's taking point. Flashbang comes out though for Blade. He's been tagged, he does get one. Can he get the second? It's amazing he even got one in the first place, had no right to do so. However, London Conspiracy, they have got their targets, and it's now a 3 versus 1 situation, all against Bondic, who is still on A bomb. He's going to be pushing around from CT side. In fact, no, he's going to be pushing through mid. And John,
saving.
This is surely a round to London Conspiracy.
Yeah, I mean, most certainly is. If he's walking all the way from there, he's saving. Or is he? What's he doing? Why is he going up so close? This makes no sense to me, because the time has gone so low that he's not left himself any time. He wants to just get some guns, alright? It's fair enough, I guess. He's just trying to do some economic damage, so... And he's going to do that successfully, so fair enough, Bondic. Saves his gun and gets a frag. But 2020, it's all square again. A slightly strange round from LC, but it worked out for them. Basically, I think they were going to be pushing the A bomb site, having faked B, but they got a frag. Who was it? It was Skirk with the AWP. Got the frag there onto World Edit, so that kind of changed their plan, I think, because they started going down banana, but then they changed around and started walking back up. So they decided that on B, and they only found 1 member because they walked all around the map. They didn't make any sound. They didn't give away anything. So that team they were blind pretty much, and they weren't able to hold on to the B bomb site. So good round from LC 2020. Here we go, all tied up again. 2 rounds left. Whoever picks up both wins, or we get overtime again if it's 21-21. So. A big round, obviously. There's only 3 rounds and a half, so every single round counts pretty much. And that's the advantage of MR5 as well. There's a bit more room to work with. You don't get like these repetitive overtimes. You usually do get a winner in the one. But I've been so cynical of this enough. I'll just shut up about it. 5 on 5, no early exchanges. Map control kind of in London Conspiracy's hands here. They've been smoked off middle, so they're not really sure how they're playing it, that team. On CT sided, so early exchange. Oh, Flamey does take down Rain, just walked into his crosshair there on his own, so no revenge frag and a little bit of a misplay. I don't like that. he kind of went Lone Ranger style, and sure, he's been hitting great shots, but no matter of confidence will make things right if you're doing something silly like that. But here comes the push through Archway. Well done it. What a shot onto Pal. And he knows what they're doing, so even if he doesn't get any more frags, the B players should be wise to the push. Dennis does take out World Edit from Library, though, and now the B players must know that it's a split. Yeah, the rotate's going to be coming from A. So Blade here taking point, just take down Dennis and CT, and they've smoked off the players here. Holly and Skirk pretty much nullified by that smoke, but they do get the frag onto Flamey. So 3-on-2, can they do it? 10 seconds on the board. You'd have to wager no, as Polly misses the shot. Bondit comes in, and the final frag goes the way of that team. They now only need one more round on the easier side of this map to secure it, to secure this epic battle and go into Mirage, which, by the way, was their map. So, London Conspiracy now fighting for a third overtime. And look at Dennis's gun. That's interesting.
Oh man, oh man, oh man. It all comes down to this once again. London Conspiracy against the rope. Sink or swim, fight or flight. It's pretty much that simple. We do have another couple of maps, though, potentially, as John mentioned before. Mirage will be next. Overpass if we need it. We'll need the third map, but it all rests on this. London Conspiracy, they're on the more difficult side than most people would agree with, and they really do have their work cut out for them. Can Flamey, can World Edit, can Bondic keep themselves alive here on the A site? In fact, Flamey is on the B, so that's a correction. So Beak, that is also on A. He is on the pillars right now, on quad. He's pulling back. Palf is going to take point with the bomb. This is a bit risky. If he was to get fragged there, the bomb will be dropped in a really precarious position. Fortunately for him, that's not the case. Skirk is inapt. This is a full A commitment right now. Fortunately for that team, they have 4 players around the area. Now Flamey's starting to push in. Here we go. Going through the pillars. London Conspiracy, they picked up the first 2 kills. This is looking good for them. They've got 3. A Beak and Bonnet will both come back. Dennis gets another one. 1 versus 3 situation. It is Flamey. There's no point saving. He is going to go for this. He is going to try the epic 1v3. And if he pulls this off, it'll be a play of a lifetime. 40 frags on the board for him. He's going to go through, and he spotted his first player. But he's been encircled. Shots from the left, shots from the right. And we do go into the third overtime. Can you believe this?
My God, what is going on? Third overtime. I don't think I've ever casted a game that's been so tight. This is just wonderful. So, I mean, a big warm welcome to everybody watching. If you're just joining us, yes, that's the scoreline, and yes, it's been such a fantastic game. I implore you to keep watching. This has just been such a map to watch. 21-21, London Conspiracy do find that crucial round that gives them the opportunity again to win it for the 3rd time in overtime. Wow. Okay, I keep saying wow, but I'm really excited here. Both teams obviously fully bought. World Edit's going to be AWPing, no surprise there. Polly is AWPing for his team there, London Conspiracy. And he's been doing an okay job, so why not stick with it? That team, they've got 3 members on short and no one on arch. That's a very, very interesting setup. Do you think they're trying to counter the quad apps push that's been successful against them?
More than likely, yeah. I'd probably say that's the way they're going with this, but honestly, when you've gone through 42 rounds of this map, I think at some point these guys are just like, let's try something new. Let's try something a bit different. Skirk's got the first kill on World Edit, and there's Dennis with the second. London Conspiracy, they are refusing to go down without a fight, and they have lost a player in the form of Dennis. But is it just a drop in the ocean? Rain comes through. Surprise, surprise, he's going to pick it up from Pit. And there's Flamey getting taken down on Archery trying to push. And that is a pretty confident round there from London Conspiracy. They'll be happy with that start.
Yeah, and the setup, like we said, was to counter that exact push. So not great from that team, actually. A bit of a disappointing round, in my opinion. They were very exposed from quad because they were just sat in the middle of short rather than being sat in graveyard, pit and site, you know, the more passive areas where you can set up crossfires. So they basically just lugged a load of bodies and put them on there, but it wasn't good enough. The setup was pretty poor. So London Conspiracy taking full advantage of that, getting the first round in this 3rd overtime. So London Conspiracy with a good start, especially on the terrace side as well, where the rounds are slightly harder to come by. Polly just actually footed him. Wow, good job. He actually managed to foot Blade there, and he might have made that call that he footed them, as a lot of activity now, a lot of terrorist presence on that B bomb site, on that banana area. He might have just made that call, like I say, I footed him, should we go for it? And his response from the in-game leader might just been yes, because the bomb's dropped there. They do have one man in apps. Who is that? It's Skirk waiting in apps. See, I think he's just playing the lurker role, though. He's not going to be heading a push here, surely. Is he going to get the frag? Yes, he is! He should not have been allowed to get that frag. He was not covered at all there, Bondic. And now the B bomb site is going to be challenged. And the push is going to come in. They're both sitting through smokes. Who's that? Flamey. He's in a tough position. A bit of a silly one, in my opinion. But Blade still in the flamey spot, as we might call it. He's where he got the ace. Gets one, gets two. Lovely play. That's going to bring it to a 2-on-2. He did his job tremendously there, bringing it back to an even numerical footing, or well, setting, whatever the word is, doesn't matter, as 2-on-2 is now a situation. World Edit with an M4, not an AWP, is going to push through and take a point here. Can you get that frag onto Dennis? No, he can't. So the smoke was used to perfection there from Dennis, crouching out, got the shot. And Polly now is going to silence World Edit. And Medas, that's 2 terrorist rounds now picked up from the Norwegians. That team, crucially, must pick up... Oh my god, their money! They need this round and their money's awful.
Oh god, yeah, you're completely right. It is horrendous for mass force buy up here. Deary me. And this is one of the first times that we've seen a gap opening in this game. Since like the 14-7 scoreline, which seemed forever ago now. London Conspiracy are looking good, and I'm just curious what the mentality... People must be exhausted playing this many rounds without really much of a break. We got a bit of a break in the first overtime, or at least before first overtime, but since then, nothing. The players have just been going at it tooth and nail. UMP also picked up a Mag 7. This is dire for that team. And if there were to be a pickup on A, for example, you bet your bottom dollar London Conspiracy, knowing the economic situation, more than likely will just force that in. They're just going to run straight onto the bomb site. Here we go, Powerf and Polly, both taking point. Powerf is going to find World Edit, and he will get that frag. This is such an important round right here. Dennis is going to get one as well. 2 players already dead for that team. Make that 3. In fact, no, Bondic survives longer than expected, but does finally go down. Flamey and Blade, all that remain. And they have a FAMAS and a UMP between them. The UMP, though, does come good for now. Picks up the first kill onto Powerf. This is so tense. Polly takes down Flamey. And there's Blade returning fire. What do you reckon, Jono? Is this it?
Oh, that's it. That's his headshot. Damn. Is that it? Good question. London Conspiracy pick up 3 terrorist rounds. And we've seen every other overtime carry on because it was 2-1 to the CTs. So, is it over? It could well be. I mean, that team now need every single round on the terrorist side. They need to emulate what was just done to them. And that surely is a task. Now, LC must be feeling very confident. Dennis has gone for a Scar 20. Oh, man, they're investing big into this round. It's kind of, for them now, go big or go home. They want to just take it in a 4-0 fashion, I think. That team, what they're going to do, they're going to take their time, get map control, not do anything too adventurous. They're not going to switch it up that much. And Skirk and Polly going aggressive on this banana area. They're not going to give them much ground to work with. So, yeah. I mean, obviously, big round. Every round is needed. Let's look at that. 2 LC frags come good. Dennis and Power for Scar 20, the investment pays off. Looking into quad, and he's going to sight 1, does a bit of damage, I think, but not more than that. World Edit gets not the frag, gets downed, and this could be it. This could be curtains. This could be an end to this epic series. London Conspiracy. Oh my god, they're on the edge of it. They've done it in 4. This is not how I was expecting to see this one end, but Bondic in a 1 versus 5. Could he do, if he did this, honestly, it would be the best play I've ever seen in my whole life. But it's very unlikely. As the London Conspiracy might just have done it, ladies and gentlemen. What a fantastic map. Let's see what Bondic can do. He's got 40 seconds on the clock. I still don't fancy his chances. The bomb's left over there. He's going to be pushed with the Zeus midair. They're almost signaling their victory, aren't they?
Well, confetti spam is reloaded. Knife finishes things off, adding insult to injury. That's going to be the first map done, guys, but don't go anywhere. We still have a potential of 2 more maps. Jono, what a breathtaking epic of a map that was. One of